why not? Why not greenlight the long-range missiles for Ukraine's use, which is Zelensky's #1 ask, as you're sounding the alarm about what could have far-reaching implications if North Korean soldiers go into Ukraine?
Well, for one thing, Jackie, we don't exactly know what these guys are going to do.
What else could they be there for?
We don't know what they're going to do. We don't know if they're going to deploy into combat or not. We don't know if they do and what strength. We certainly don't have a sense of what capability they might be able to bring to the field with them.
Doesn't
Now,
this seem though like
hang
we
on
were
now,
a couple
just
years
saying.
ago? They were staged. You had Russian troops staged on the Ukrainian border, and this administration was saying, "We don't know if they're going to go in. We don't want to impose any sanctions. We didn't do it ahead of time."
No.
Why is there not a consequence first?
Well, first of all, let's not rewrite history, Jackie. We were the first country to go out publicly and say, here's what we think the Russians are going to do. Here's the
Do
timeline.
anything about it.
That is not true, Jackie.
There was no preemptive sanction. Nothing.
Jackie, that is not true. It's true we didn't levy sanctions originally because we were hoping that the threat of sanctions might deter or dissuade Mr. Putin. You lay sanctions on before the man makes a decision, then he might as well just go ahead and do it. And we did levy sanctions on him, heavy sanctions, not just us but around the world. Number two, we mobilized support for Ukraine even before Mr. Putin decided to step across that line. And no country has done more than the United States to make sure Ukraine is ready. So
why not do
let's
something
not
to prevent this from happening?
Jackie, let me finish the second question, and then we'll get to your third one. So let's not rewrite history. The United States didn't sit idly by here. We've been Ukraine's staunchest and most prolific supporter in terms of security assistance. And as for the policy decision, the president remains, and we all remain, in direct contact with our Ukrainian counterparts. We're talking to them about what they need. As I said, we just announced $800 million more, and there'll be more coming in security assistance. I just don't have any policy changes to speak to today.
Why would you not put a restriction on the type of target that can be hit, rather than the distance from a border that obviously Russia doesn't recognize, and you've got training happening with North Korean troops, I would assume, on the types of military installations that would be fair game if that decision was made.
Again, we'll see what the Russians and North Koreans decide to do here. As I said earlier, if these North Korean soldiers decide to join the fight against Ukraine, they will become legitimate military targets.
Jackie, we gotta go.